There seems to be a lot of conversation about my Twitter account over the last day or two. It all started with this tweet, which has now garnered over 12,500 likes. Laser eyes are gone and Bitcoin in the bio gone. Maybe I'll start talking about dividend stocks next. And then there were other tweets from people in the crypto community, including this one, comparing past versions of my profile to the current version today. I even got phone calls and text messages from a number of people that I greatly respect. They wanted to know what was going on. Did I change my mind on Bitcoin? Did I sell my Bitcoin? What the hell was happening? The truth is, I haven't changed my mind. I still hold Bitcoin, and my conviction is deeper than ever. Both personally and professionally, I've actually been buying more Bitcoin over the last couple of months. But while I may not have changed my mind on Bitcoin and its future prospects, there are a number of things that have changed. The first lesson is that Bitcoin will humble you. I have been one of the loudest and most public proponents of Bitcoin over the last half decade. It has allowed me all sorts of benefits. I've traveled the world and I have gotten more opportunities than I could have ever dreamed of. I'm incredibly thankful for these, and it isn't lost on me how much of my life has improved because of Bitcoin. But there are two essential rules on the internet. Never believe your own bullshit and never become the main character. Back in June of 2019, I predicted that Bitcoin's price would rise to $100,000 by the end of 2021. While Bitcoin did not go up approximately 8x from that point, it did go up 6x. And there's a lot of people who would argue the difference doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, I was wrong. And it was a great reminder that humans can't predict the future, and price predictions are a fool's game. Bitcoin helped to humble me. Now, in regards to the idea of becoming the main character, this is a lesson that I recently learned. The internet is a weird, wild place. A nobody can become a somebody really quick. But as with everything in life, too much of a good thing can ruin it. And the problem with becoming the main character is that you can fool yourself into believing that you actually know more than you do. People start to see you as the teacher, but that's not who I am. I relish the role of being the student. I know nothing, and I am hungry to learn. It's really hard to ask dumb questions and learn when everyone thinks that you know it already. They would say, "You're on television. You're speaking at conferences. Don't you have the answers?" Well, no, I don't. I want to learn. This is a journey that never ends. The second part of this conversation is around the idea of identity. I have preached for years to not tie your personal identity to any company or organization, but rather the most powerful thing is to tie your own identity to your personal name. Be self-sovereign. But I violated my own advice over the last 2 years. Laser eyes, hashtag Bitcoin in the Twitter bio, it's all noise. The truth is that it's incredibly difficult to be an independent thinker when your identity is tied to a financial asset. How can you think critically if everything about your public persona is tied to that financial asset? Can you really think about an asset from both sides of the table when it's sitting in your Twitter bio? Would you be willing to change your mind if it required you to shed your entire identity? Maybe, but it definitely would make it much harder. As I told a friend a few months ago, it's really hard to see with laser eyes on. The third point is around building. Anyone who's been around the Bitcoin ecosystem for a number of years knows that bear markets are the best time to build. And that's what I've been trying to do. I've been spending time with my team trying to better run the companies that we own and operate. The most public company is a company called Inflection Points, Inc. We already have built the largest employment product for the entire ecosystem, and we've helped more than 1,000 people get a job in the last 18 months. Now we're in the process of scaling a corporate training program, which hopefully will bring Bitcoin to hundreds of thousands of people over the coming 12 months. It's important to remember that Twitter is not real life. There's an inverse correlation between the amount of time you spend on Twitter and the amount of things that you get done. Now, I love LARPing and doom scrolling just as much as anyone, but that's not what bear markets are for. It is time to build. Tweeting isn't conviction. Building is. To make it abundantly clear, I still believe that a finite asset with a programmatic monetary policy will serve as the best store of value with the backdrop of undisciplined monetary and fiscal policy in the fiat world. I don't need laser eyes or hashtag Bitcoin in my Twitter bio to hold those views. I express my opinion by simply stacking sats and continuing to buy Bitcoin. I'm an independent person who likes to think critically. I'm willing to change my mind if I receive new information. But my conclusion is that Bitcoin will continue to be the best store of value. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. And to the haters and trolls, I love you, every single one of you. You motivate me to get better. You make sure that I'm motivated to learn. And I wouldn't have nearly the conviction I have if it wasn't for you. So thank you. I appreciate all the critiques, all the feedback. Keep it coming. You haven't changed my mind yet, but keep trying. And maybe one day you'll finally be successful. I hope all of you understand that there's a lot of people in bear markets who have too much time on their hands. They float all kinds of ideas and they make mountains out of nothing. My conviction hasn't changed, and anyone who says differently is just flat out wrong.